Good morning, Mid-Michigan. When Tom Izzo showed up for his press conference yesterday, there was only one way he was going to start things off. He talked for over 6 minutes about last year's shooting on Michigan State's campus and wants everyone to remember the lives lost and affected by the incident. Yesterday, we also had a chance to sit down with Izzo to talk more about a day and a week he'll never forget. When you think back to what happened last year on February 13th, what was maybe the biggest takeaway or something that you think will always stick with you about that day?
Well, when people say that live each day like it's your last, that was my takeaway. You know, about as safe as surrounding and everything that you could have, and boom, just like that, something happens. And it was that, just the sadness of what happened for no reason. That's the difference. Obviously,
your son goes to Michigan State, and he was close to where the shooting took place, too. How did that change your perspective of just any moment, anything can happen?
I think we all are wired that, you know, you watch the news, you watch things happen, and you say, wow, that's not good. And then all of a sudden, it hits home. It's kind of like cancer, you know, everybody wants to fight cancer and do things for it, but until it actually happens to you. Well, nothing happened to Steven. His girl picking up his girlfriend, she was in there, and the cops just ran out and got him to leave, and he came back here and barricaded in with some guys in one of the suites with some of the GAs that were here working, and that's where I got the call. And you do look at it a little differently when it hits home, unfortunately. I think if we would all do a better job of caring about each other, then it wouldn't be just when it hits home.
Whatever you're feeling, it's all valid. Emotions are different for each and every person. I cry in front of my team, I cry on national TV. Don't be afraid to show your emotions.
You talked about banding together, and I know that's something you mentioned when you were speaking at the vigil of the community coming together. In the last year, have you seen that more now than ever, of the community coming together at all?
You know, this past year I've been working so hard to keep our head above water a little bit more of a challenging year, and so I'm not out and about as much, but I do think that we as an institution have an appreciation for so many things, like how, you know, in my mind, how well our police and everybody, the job they did to get that thing caught, and hopefully before other people were injured. And I did appreciate the way we handled it as an institution. But I also, I thought it was interesting how the community came together, and I think that tells you a lot about Michigan State, that it's not just a school where college kids go, it's a school where everybody's involved with them, and that was, that night, I'll never forget it.
And this was just a small portion of our conversation with Izzo. We're going to have much more with him a little bit later in the day on 6 News at 6. That's it for sports, so we'll see you then.